Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie.
So, Laverne Cox was on The View, and they brought up the Trump executive order, and, well, I guess you can all assume how that went. So we're going to...
Racism and misogyny. Did I get it? It's The View. Isn't it coming up? Isn't that the answer to everything here?
Usually.
Did I pass the test?
Well, we'll see.
Such an incredible job weaving together your art and your activism. And this show is a poignant and beautiful example of just that. The transgender community has been heavily targeted in the last few weeks. One example.
Actually, the last several years, but go on.
Yeah, but the last 2.5 weeks have been a doozy.
It's a mess, yeah.
Okay, and one example is that transgender people have been unable to update their gender markers on passports after President Trump's executive order defining sex as either male or female. So how do you respond to that, and what does it feel like to bring clean slate to the world right now, at this moment?
Well, the clean slate piece feels divine, and it feels, it's really been the past several years for me as a trans person, because this started at the state level many years ago. 26 states banned gender-affirming care for young people. So this has been happening on the state level for many years. So I've been devastated because trans families have had to relocate.
Oh my God. Okay. So first of all, the whole gender-affirming care thing, whenever they say that, what they should be saying is mutilating and throwing pills at kids.
Hormonally transitioning minors who can't consent to anything yet. That's what they mean. Because you can socially transition anyone at any given point. Mm-hmm. You can wear whatever you want to wear at any given point. No one cares.
Yeah. And then
so they're talking about medical stuff. Sorry,
yeah. They make it sound all fluffy, but really it's just sick. And then Laverne said that they're having to escape.
To relocate.
Relocate? Why?
Because, and this is something that I've heard from actual left-leaning people too, is that they're moving states because certain states aren't allowing minors to have double mastectomies. So they're moving states in order to get their 14 and 15-year-old kids surgeries like that, as well as cross-gender hormones, I'm sure.
So the trans people that Laverne knows are children?
Families. So anyone with a trans anything in their family would be a trans family at this point.
A trans child.
Yeah. There's a minor who has to move to transition, is what I'm hearing. Otherwise, they'd be getting persecuted by the law. If we have those laws in some spots, but not other spots, and you want the laws you agree with, then you have every right to move to the area that the law agrees with what you... Yeah, sure. But I don't agree with it at all. So, therefore, just get rid of it.
We need to extend the statute of limitations so young people who transition can sue the doctors and the psychiatrists and the teachers when they detransition.
I wish they could also, sue the influencers that convinced them it was a good idea.
Like Laverne?
Yeah.
The activists. The statute of limitations is only 2 years, I believe, for a minor who got surgery to be able to sue the doctors for operating on a fucking minor.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
For many years, parents have been criminalized, so it's been devastating. Now it's happening on a federal level, so it's...
It's devastating, hey?
But we were right. People who want to transition their children are having to move, or else the government will come after them for forcing your child's body into something it was not designed to do.
What makes it so devastating for Laverne that children can't be mutilated when they can't even consent?
The concern, the feeling is the same as I hope that kid doesn't get bullied for coming out for being gay. It's the same kind of concern, but it's voiced terribly.
Okay. Well, transitioning minors
is also different, yeah.
Is a neo-gay conversion therapy.
Yeah.
So it's more devastating for gays, especially the children who are going to end up gay. It's more devastating for them because now you screwed the pooch. You messed them up. You messed them up for life. Mm-hmm. And these kind of disgusting individuals pushing this stuff as if it's all fluffy and happy and lovely. It's like, no, you're not talking about what the surgeries and the chemicals and the pills and all that stuff and the hormones, what it all does to the body. No, Laverne doesn't talk about that. Laverne didn't transition when he was a child. So why push it?
they're coming from a point of belief that if they would have transitioned as a child, their life would have been easier. But I don't think so. I also don't think you'd have the advantages you have in life, the experience you have in life. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense to push something that you didn't experience. I understand a little bit of being like, well, if I had known then and I wanted it, I should have gotten it, right? Because you're selfish.
Yeah.
And you put that image onto the people that you see.
So let's push
But-
children to do it, even though I didn't go
But
through
just-
it and suffer the consequences.
Just because the choice was right for you to transition later in life does not mean that the choice is right for every child who wants to transition as a child, which is what you guys don't seem to be grasping. You're full-grown adults saying, I wish I could have done this when I was a kid. These are children saying, I wish I'm an adult. That's the biggest problem. And they're not adults. They're children. Let them be children and come to the conclusion later.
So Laverne said here that parents are being criminalized. Well, the catch-22 is the parents that want to transition the children aren't being criminalized, aren't being like thrown in jail, though I think they should be. But at the same time, if the parents don't want the child to transition, then they're evil. So are parents evil, or are they protecting their kids? Do they know what's best for their children, or do they not? Because when children transition or change their name and are about to transition and they're in the California school system, the teachers can hide it from the parents. So do the parents know what's best for the kids? Or is it only when the child is transitioning does the parent know what's best for the kid? If the parent doesn't want the child to transition, then the parent doesn't know what's best for the
I
kid?
think you're missing the point completely. The parent never knows what's right for the kid. The kid knows what's right for the kid. The state knows what's right for the kid. The school knows what's right for the kid. The parent never knows what's right for the kid. That has been the lesson I have learned.
No, because Laverne just said that parents are being
getting locked up for it.
criminalized. Yeah.
Yeah. Laverne is referring to the fact that there are laws stopping you from mutilating a minor's body. Mm-hmm. And they don't view it as mutilation. Therefore, these poor parents who care are just getting locked up. But it's just the people who listen to their talking points.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that they have a double standard where it's, well, if the parent wants to transition the child, well, then we have to protect those parents because they know what's best. But if the parent doesn't want to transition the child, then, well, then the state knows what's best and the parent's just an evil person. We need to protect them and the school needs to protect them. And contradictory completely all the way around.
It's a big old mess.
Love trans people. I just love people, and it's horrible. But love and family and what I really love about our show is that there are Chelma Hopkins plays Ella, the legend, and she's this really loving, amazing Christian woman. And I know so many amazing Black Christian women who might have some difficulty with their gay child or trans child, but the love and that Christian.
Okay, we got to stop putting the gays in with the transes because when you transition a kid, and mind you, most of these people who are pushing forward are the activists, so we just call them queer and trans. When you're transitioning kids, and these kids are just most of the time going to end up gay, then you're participating in conversion therapy. You're making these kids go through gay conversion therapy. So by transitioning children, which is what Laverne is pushing, you're getting rid of gay people. So when you're saying, children can't transition and this is bad for gay people, it's like, no, it's not. Actually, it's good for gay people that we're stopping children from being transitioned because you're eradicating them by transitioning them. They can't replicate. They can't have kids. They're going to have a whole myriad of medical issues their entire life. But Laverne doesn't say that. Why? Laverne never went through it. And Laverne thinks it's all rainbows and butterflies and cupcakes and sunshine, when really it's a lot of sick, disgusting shit that happens to children. And when grown men like this push it, it looks really suspicious. Don't you think?
I think there was a good point to be made overall. The whole Christian love thing being brought up here. Oh, they struggle to love their whatever child, mentally ill, fucking not mentally ill, difference of opinion, difference of politics. That whole, and this is what I've said on the channel before, and I will say it again. I don't think that people need to believe in Christianity. Nope. I think people need the morals from Christianity. I think people need to take the root of the lesson, which is be nice, be loving, and don't be a dick. That's kind of the whole story. And if you can portray that in your life, fucking great. And I know a lot of Christian women who they don't care if you're anything on the spectrum, on the rainbow, under the alphabet, under someone's tire. They will give you the respect that you give them. And that's what really needs to be done with a lot of this. But there's a lot of disrespect coming from these people and a lot of double standards. And they don't make sense when they talk.
Right.
That's the problem we're bumping into here.
Yeah. Let kids be kids is really the moral of the story. Don't pump them full of shit because they think there's something that they don't understand because of society and friends and people around them and the media.
I don't necessarily hate Laverne Cox. Laverne Cox told Dylan Mulvaney to calm the down. Remember?
Yeah, that was a while ago, though. I'm not really sure Laverne Cox is on the same wavelength when it comes to
No, but I think
us.
that as far as trans people in that industry, Laverne Cox is a little more professional, less tits on the White House lawn. There's more respect to Laverne Cox than many of the others. You know what I mean? I'm disappointed that this is what we're talking about. Why can't we just not transition children? It's not that hard.
Well, because then what would the activists have to push? What can't he do that I can do, aside from put female on my passport?
I was going to say now.
They ain't got nothing to push. These activists, they have nothing left to push because they have all their freaking rights aside from that one little thing. So what do they do now? Oh, shit, because we got gay rights where we can get married and they can transition. I mean, they need a purpose, so go after kids. It wasn't too long ago. I mean, you weren't born then, but I do remember a time them saying that if you let gays get married, they're going to eventually go after children. Well, after they marry goats and sheep. Now, when the trans activists started pushing their way to the forefront of the media, guess what? They started coming after children. And the gays, not the queers, the gays said, oh, no, no, we're not jumping on that boat with you. Oh, no, we're getting the out of here because y'all are sick.
Vibe of loving everybody comes through, and I love that we get to model that kind of love on Clean Slate.
Yeah.
And I think in terms of the administration and all this propaganda and lies, everything he's doing is illegal, by the way, everything.
My God.
What? Broad.
Do you really think that he's the good one here? Because what I'm hearing is a lot of propaganda myself, honestly.
Cheeky grinning, too.
But I guess when, you don't agree with the other side, then you're just automatically going to call them Nazis and propagandists,
All of it's illegal, by the way. Wait.
Goebbels.
Is he saying that everything the president's doing is illegal?
Yeah. The American people voted for everything that he's doing.
Yes. It's illegal for the president to change the laws. An executive order from who? The executive
president?
of the country? Crazy.
It's illegal. Like, wait. Weren't the Democrats just trying to start like a coup at the Department of Education, but they couldn't get in?
Didn't they, literally weekend at Bernie's us? They puppeted around an old man until they lost?
The Democratic Party's full of people with dementia and really wacky ladies and very dense white guys.
I don't know who called it Weekend at Biden's, but I think that's the perfect name for it. That was what we had 4 years of Weekend at Biden's.
So hopefully it'll be challenged in the courts.
Yay, everyone clap again.
The courts with the justices that he put in.
I'm sorry, but
that court?
Republicans have the Senate, they have the House, and they have the Supreme Court. So we're going to go after this. We're going to fight it. Yeah. You're going to lose. So
Wow.
Good for you. Clap away, everyone. Clap away.
But I think at the end of the day, trans people are less than 1% of the population, and trans people are not the reason you can't afford eggs. We're not the reason that you can't afford health care.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what's really funny? The Dems never ran on that. They said the prices were going down. The stock market was up. They told us a whole line of, oh my God, the same word he used, propaganda. Mm-hmm. So, wait, so now you care about the price of eggs? They didn't before. No, they ran on abortion. That's what they ran on. So why now do you think Mr. Cox is concerned with the price of eggs?
Because it's a distractor.
Yeah. Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
Here's some eggs. Here's some eggs.
Trans people are 1% of the population, and yet they ruled the roost for 4 years. Tits on the White House lawn, Dylan Mulvaney interviewing Biden.
I wonder how old those numbers are.
Those numbers are mad old.
Because these numbers don't make sense.
They don't.
They have to. They must not be accounting for the self-IDing non-binaries and all that.
Who? are considered trans.
Right. Because if you put those in the equation, it's all over the place.
It's
all
like
over the
20%
place.
of the population at this
Crazy.
point. Yeah,
It's
so 1%
crazy.
is a bunch of baloney.
I don't believe it.
You're not the reason that you can't buy a house or your rent's too high.
Yeah.
I think they're focused on the wrong 1%. I think the other 1% is the reason for all those things. I'm not going anywhere.
The other 1%.
You mean the rich like you? Wow, you're in so many elite classes.
Wow.
Crazy.
So many.
The 1% like everyone sitting at that table who makes
Right?
more money than I could even fucking fart out in my life.
I'm sorry, what? Are the rich people trying to tell the poor people that,
The rich people are the problem.
you mean you?
That's crazy.
You don't say.
And they're all not.
That's how you know these people are so dumb. They don't even understand what they're saying and how they're looking when they're saying it. Educated my ass. Holy guacamole cannoli. That is some immense shiitake. I don't even know where to begin. And what? So don't pay attention to the harming of children.
Here's more
and the-
eggs.
the transitioning of gays, minors. Don't pay attention to that. Don't pay attention to the men and women's sports. Don't pay attention to them, staring at women getting undressed and then taking disgusting photos and videos of them in the women's locker room and the women's bathroom. I mean, I can go on. The 1% has been everywhere and has invaded every orifice of society. You
Wait. Here's an egg.
You can't
Take my egg. Eggs.
Years ago, you never used to see them. Now they're everywhere. So this 1% is bullshit. The 1% who are sitting there at the View are lying. Surprise! Oh, rich people lie, especially when I want to get their way.
Oh, here, have an egg.
Just have some eggs. Shut up. Stop looking at what we're doing over here.
Pretty
we're
much.
with kids and women.
But wait, you think that's the problem? No, it's the 1%. Not me. Here's an egg.
Oh, these people are something else, man. This is like, they don't even understand how funny they are. This could actually be, I want a documentary. No, I want like a biodrama on this, a biodrama comedy.
This video is going to be titled, Here's an Egg.
I'm not going anywhere. I have a TV show on Prime Video, honey. I can't go anywhere.
And we don't want you to go anywhere. I mean, we love your activism, but I'm going to take it in a different direction.
ma'am.
You really turned it up for the Clean Slate premiere. I'm sure we have a picture, but what inspired them?
Well, isn't that a picture that speaks 1,000 words? Are you telling me that a man who's saying that he's a woman is dressed up like he's going to a sex dungeon?
So I'm a little blind. It just looks like he's trying to be Spider-Man. Let me see. All of that hair.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
go back to Spider-Man.
First of all, a woman doesn't stand like that, like she has a dick and balls. I'm sorry. I know you might have gotten him cut off. I'm not sure. Maybe he does. Maybe he has a neo hole. I'm not sure. Either way,
Neopets.
women don't stand like that, man.
Shout out to whoever caught the Neopets thing. It's kind of sad.
Neopets thing.
I said, you said Neo Hole, and I said, oh no, Neopets. It was a little game online where you just made little pets and played with them. But when you said Neo Hole, yeah, you're like, I don't care if you have a Neo Hole. I just pictured like a little like cartoon animal, like ding.
Like the gopher from Caddyshack?
I've never seen Caddyshack.
This was like a turn up. I mean, I couldn't look away. What?
Look away!
A lot of us can't look away, and you keep yelling at us and calling us transphobes.
I can't look away. Most people can't. I get you, Sonny. I get you now.
We have so many questions. Where did it go?
I'll go first.
Tough to follow.
The story behind the look, to allude to my red carpet days, is Hello Good.
Whips, chains, handcuffs, and dungeon.
Spider-Man. I saw like
Dominatrix.
I saw like the Venom version of Spider-Man.
How dare you?
I'm blind.
How offensive to Venom. You know he's one of my favorite characters.
Sorry.
That's
I'm
offensive.
blind. I'm blind.
He's more like a Miles Morales.
Is that not a Spider-Man?
If he lived in a sex dungeon.
You're not answering my questions. You're just enforcing yours.
Red carpet days is Hello Goodbye. This was spring, Alexander McQueen, spring, summer 2024, Sarah Burton's last collection from McQueen. So she was saying goodbye, and I was saying hello with clean slate. And
I wonder what they're actually like. Because whenever you see these trans activists out here, they're always putting on a show. And I get it, you're on TV and stuff. But when you're being talked to like you're a person and you're still pretending, it's kind of weird. Mm-hmm. It's like watching Joaquin Phoenix when he got really fat and had that bushy-ass beard and trolled everybody and went on Late Night with David Letterman and just acted a weird individual and everyone thought it was true, but really he was just trolling. Kind of reminds me of that. Except not funny. And he was like getting naked and having hookers over and snorting cocaine off their asses and shit.
It sounds like he just wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think he was pranking anyone. I think he was just having a good old time. And then everyone was a little mad. He was like, it was a joke.
Anyway, that's the end of the video.
Like, comment, subscribe, leave a chat.
Ring the bell.
Super chat.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Share with your friends.
Share with your enemies.
All of them.